Okay, so we're back now into part 2 of the question and answer. It's time to get back into this. MGS Writer said, if you could choose the world of a show without the characters to live in, where would you go? Ooh, and just for fun, do one if you did have the characters. Well, if I could pick a show with the characters, I would live in the Walking Dead universe. Yes, it would be scary. Yes, I would probably live my days huddling in a dark room somewhere, but you'd get to talk to all the characters that you love. So, probably the Walking Dead. But if I had to be in a universe without the characters I know, I can't think of a show that I love the universe of, but a movie that I love the universe of would be Harry Potter. If you told me tomorrow morning you can go to Hogwarts but like none of the characters are going to be there, I'd be like, I don't even give a fuck. When are we going to Ollivanders? I need a broomstick, I want to get a fucking owl. Thomas Webster said, do follow the Walking Dead filming shoots. I don't follow them on purpose. I don't follow them on Twitter or anything. But like I said, sometimes it kind of comes into my timeline and I can't help but seeing it. Oh wow. I can't pronounce. Oh! Obi-Joe Kenobi. Ha! I can't pronounce it. Said, if you could see any book or comic series adapted to TV, which would you choose? I'd love to see Harry Potter as a TV show. Flux Productions said, out of everyone Negan could have possibly killed, who would you want it to be the most? Now, no matter what way I answer this, I'm gonna get in trouble with somebody. I would like to see it be Glenn. Simply because I think his character has developed and it has kind of come, you know, full circle. And he'd live on through Maggie living on, and if Maggie has the baby, he'd live on through Maggie and the child. Seeing Abraham die at this stage, I would think would just be cutting his character dead, because he's starting something with Sasha, he has places he could go. But Glenn, they've teased his death so many times, I feel like his character has kind of reached the end, although I would hate to see Maggie and Glenn split up. Personally, I would pick Glenn. Jeff asked, what is your take on the recent Brexit vote, and specifically from an Irish perspective, how do your friends and family feel about it? Well, it hasn't affected Ireland directly yet, but it will. It'll definitely have a knock-on effect on us. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm educated enough in that area to fully understand the consequences. But the consequences that we have seen so far have been so dramatic, and in such a short space of time, to see things have an effect to the extremity that they have already, I don't think it's good. I know a lot of people are really annoyed and really upset about this. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, you know, what happens and if it sorts itself out. Emo Angel said, how do you record your videos and your reaction at the same time? Usually I'll watch it on my laptop and I just set up my camera on, like, I have a bunch of DVDs and I have a little jewellery box, and that is what you guys are currently balanced on, because I'm sitting at my table and I have my laptop on the table with me, and that's how I do it. It's a bitch to try and sync up, because I usually watch shows with headphones in, or, you know, if I'm playing the game I usually have headphones in, so when I'm editing it's hard to try and line up what I'm seeing with my reaction. Andre Beda said, this is a real hard one for me since I don't really know the answer, but would you prefer to have The Walking Dead renewed for countless seasons, or would you prefer 3 more seasons with a strong impression? Cheers from Brazil, girl. You're watching from Brazil? That's so crazy, that's so far away. Thank you so much for watching. I think I would prefer to see 3 more solid, strong seasons. Because, like, I used to love Supernatural, and I think it's on season 11 or 12 now. And I lost interest around season 7 or 8, because it felt like the show had run its course. It felt like the show had done everything it could possibly do, and everything after that was just kind of repetitive. And I don't want The Walking Dead to become like that. It's such an original, unique show that I would rather see 3 solid seasons than watch it fizzle out. Joey Studio said, what do you think of Kojima's new game starring Norman Reedus called Death Stranding? Yes! Oh my god. Yes. So I was asleep when the trailer for this was, like, announced to the world. I woke up to so many messages on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, just links to this trailer. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I'll watch that later. I'm not awake enough yet, like I was still in bed. But I saw the same link everywhere, so I was like, okay, like, what is it? I'm gonna watch it. And then I just saw Norman. Nudie Norman on a beach. Let's just say that game has piqued my interest. I was so excited for Silent Hills PT, and I was honestly so bummed out when they cancelled it. I think actually, when I played the PT, I don't think I was a fan of Norman yet. I don't even think I knew who he was yet. I loved the game, and I loved the feel of it. And I was so excited for it, and then they cancelled it. So I'm so happy that they've picked up something similar and that they're going to try and release a game like that. I am so excited for that game. Dick Fortner said, all of your videos rock, Katie. Oh, thank you very much. Are you a fan of the Walking Dead comics? And if so, is it true that both Merle and Daryl are not in the comics? Yeah, Merle and Daryl were completely made up for the show. They were actually only supposed to be in it until I think it was season 2. The show writers had planned on killing them both off, but both brothers received such a massive welcome from the viewers that they decided to leave them in the show and see what happens. People took a really strong liking to Daryl, so they decided to keep Daryl on for longer. And is Phil Lynott still a huge deal in Ireland, because here in the USA, he and Thin Lizzy are still loved. Yes! Thin Lizzy are very much loved over here. My nana actually met Phil Lynott years ago, years back. They used to play all around Ireland, but not like the big venues that you'd expect. They used to play like small little pubs, or what are they called in America? Bars. They used to play like small little bars around Ireland, and they actually played my hometown countless times. And my nana at the time was really into live music. Like, she'd go to a pub just to hear the live music, and she met Phil Lynott on countless occasions. And then they played, I think it was Dublin, and she went and she got a meet and greet, and she got backstage. But back then, now, meet and greets were different to how they are now. Back then, a meet and greet was like, there was food laid out for you, there was like wine and drinks and stuff, and the band would just walk in and everyone would be very calm. Very different to now. Meet and greets now are kind of like, you get in, photo op, out, you're done. Back then it was very intimate. And my nana actually danced with Phil Lynott. There was like kind of like an after party, and they had like music on and stuff, and my nana asked him for a dance, and he said yes. She danced with Phil Lynott. I must get her on camera sometime to tell that story, because when she told me, I was just like my nana is a fucking legend. They also asked, do you do your own makeup? I do. I do my own makeup. I've only ever had my makeup done by somebody else once, and that was for my Debs. In America, I think it's like prom. Over here we call it the Debs, and I wanted to get my makeup professionally done, and I ended up hating it. I didn't like how she did it at all. I don't like people getting close to me, like physically. So when someone's up in your face with like a makeup brush and they're putting sharp things in your eyes, it's very nerve-wracking. So yes, I do my own makeup. Jerry asked, my question is about the walkers. In season 1, episode 6, when the group's at the CDC, Dr. Jenner shows the scan of his wife as she's dying, and her brain just goes black. When she comes back as a walker, the only part of her brain that comes back is her brainstem. The rest of the brain is dead, like the rest of the body. So wouldn't that be the part of the brain that you have to kill? That is a very, very interesting point. It was only a certain part of her brain that came back to life. But I guess just smashing their head in completely is a lot quicker and a lot faster than trying to pinpoint that area on the back of their skull. But it is a very good point. Their entire brain isn't like regenerated. Tell Miss Lily I say hello, Jerry. Morgan said, if Rick hadn't woken up in his coma, how do you think the group would be different if they were even alive? Would they have even met Negan? And also, I love your tattoos, and I was wondering if you're getting any more anytime soon. Well, if Rick hadn't woken up from his coma, it would have affected everyone. But I'm a big believer in that anyway. That I believe everything in life happens for a reason. Every person you meet, every choice that you make, it has a knock-on effect on what is to come. No matter how small or trivial it may seem, everything affects you, and everything has, you know, a knock-on effect on the future. So I believe in the Walking Dead universe, if Rick hadn't woken up, like Shane could have taken his role. Shane could have stayed with Laurie, and baby Judith could have ended up being Shane's baby. Still could be Shane's baby, just saying, no one knows. I don't think all the characters that we see now would still be alive, simply because Rick has made very tough decisions, and Rick has been their leader, and I don't think any other character could have taken on that role as well as Rick has. And about the tattoos, yeah, I am getting more. I am working on a sleeve, so I'm getting a tattoo kind of every few weeks to fill it up and stuff. The only hint I could give you is The Walking Dead, because it's a Walking Dead sleeve, so every tattoo I get from here on in for a few months will be related to The Walking Dead. Famous Hero said, would you go to VidCon? I would. I'd love to go to things like that. I've been watching, I watched a video Jacksepticeye put up last night about VidCon, and it looked like he had an awesome time. I'd love to go to like conventions like that, just to meet other people that are interested in the same thing. To meet other people, you know, that love YouTube, that watch it, or that make videos, whatever. I'd love to go to something like that. The only kind of Comic-Con thing I'm going to so far is I'm going to Dublin Comic-Con in, I think it's August. What inspired and motivated you to do YouTube? I don't know, like I said, I just wanted to meet people that had the same interest as me, And being able to talk to people halfway across the world, it's incredible. People that I never would have met in real life. People that I never would have even known existed. That light is simply too bright. It's making me look like I'm glowing. Stop it, please, son. Fear the Walking Dead AMC said, what previous Walking Dead character who died would you bring back and why? I would definitely bring back Merle. Because I would have loved to have seen how Merle being alive would have affected Daryl. Like, would Daryl have matured into the person that he is, or would he have stayed kind of like in Merle's shadow? And also, how would Merle have gelled with the group as they moved further, or as they moved forward? How would Merle have dealt with Negan? Imagine Merle coming into contact with Negan. Merle would not have sat there quietly. Merle would have ended up getting himself killed there. Blue fire. Woo! Another list of questions. Okay. Question 1. Chocolate pudding with vanilla sauce or vanilla pudding with chocolate sauce? And then they said it about me being a celiac. Yeah, if I'm having anything like that, it has to be gluten-free. But I would go with the vanilla pudding and chocolate sauce because chocolate pudding is just, I don't know, it's too chocolatey. Do you know what I mean? It's too full on. So go with the vanilla pudding. What happens if you eat gluten? I have no allergies, so I'm pretty clueless when it comes to that. Yeah. Basically, I'm a celiac, which means I can't eat wheat, I can't eat, so no cake, no, crackers, no bread, no anything like that. Anything that is wheat in it, I can't have. I get so sick, so incredibly sick that I won't be able to stop vomiting. And there's nothing you can do, you just have to wait for it to pass. It is like the worst stomach bug that you could possibly imagine. Like you feel like you are going to die. Because you can't keep anything down, and you can't eat anything because you'll just get sick again. And it usually lasts about 2 days. So the first day you're just all over the place, you feel, crappy. But the second day, your energy levels are low and everything because you haven't been eating, because you've been getting sick a lot, you're probably dehydrated because you can't keep anything down. It is so bad. So I'm the freak in the shop that'll stand and hold something and read the label. I'm one of those weirdos that reads the fucking labels in the shop. People are looking at me and I'm like, have you ever thought about comic reviews or thoughts? I haven't. Well, a few people have said it to me that they've asked me would I consider doing it. A good few people now have asked me about that, so maybe I will. Maybe I will think about it. And then I said, how do you think you'd react if someone would recognise you? Some random person that you never saw coming towards you telling you how great your videos are, maybe even ask for a photo. You said you're pretty shy when it comes to strangers, so I was always wondering how you deal with that. I am actually really shy in real life, and I know that it seems hard to believe because I seem really animated and really, bubbly on camera, and I am. This is how I am in real life with my friends, with my family, but, people I don't know, I'm quite reserved. I don't know, if somebody came up to me in the street and said, hey, I watch your YouTube, I'd be like, what? You watch me? Why? You could be doing so much better things with your day. I would probably freak out, follow them on Twitter, follow them on every account they have, tweet about them, I would ask to take selfies with them. I'd be like, can I get a picture with you? Because you're awesome. And once you find the right person and have kids, can you have 20? So we have more people like you in the world. Well, twins and triplets run in my family, so, 20 kids doesn't seem that undoable. Andy Gunan asked, what do you think about Norman Reedus being the main antagonist in Death Stranding? I am so on board for that. Have you been following E3 this year, and are there any games in development that pique your interest? I haven't been following it this year. I usually do, but this year I've just had too much going on. Have you considered playing any other horror games like Resident Evil or Silent Hill? Oh, there's so many horror games out there that I want to play, so I purposefully stay away from watching walkthroughs. So I feel like there's so many games that I'm missing out on because I'd like to do walkthroughs of a proper jump scare horror game, with you guys, because you've never seen me be properly jump scared. There's been times that I've fallen off my chair. There's been times that I've smacked my headphones off my head. So I'd love for you guys to see that. Your makeup always makes you look absolutely flawless. Any tips for that perfect look? Thank you. That's really lovely. Not really. Just do your own thing, I guess. I mean, I know, the Kardashians are bringing in that whole kind of brown, bronzed look with the bronzer and the contouring and the highlighting. And I'm really pale, so it's hard to find a contour shade that is light enough for me. It usually just looks like I got mud on my face, so I don't contour anything like that. So just do what works for you. I'm pale and I'm cool with it. I'm like, fuck that, I'm not gonna tan, I'm not gonna use dark foundation or whatever. So I just kind of do my own thing. I don't even think pink lipstick is in style or whatever, but I like it. Are there any other movies or TV shows that you're excited about? Oh, that are returning soon that you're excited about? The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead. I'm really excited for the rest of the season of Ride with Norman Reedus. I'm really, really excited for that. I still haven't seen the end of Sons of Anarchy, so I'm kind of excited to see that. There's a load of movies coming out that I can't wait to see, but I just can't remember any of them. There's actually a load of movies in the cinema at the moment that I'm really excited to see. I'm just trying to get up the cinema app so I can see what's on. I haven't seen the new Tarzan yet and I really want to see that. Ooh, the Independence Day. I can't wait to see the new Independence Day. Is that out? That's out. I'm just gonna fucking cry. The Secret Life of Pets. I have been mad to see that. And the other one, what's the other one? The animated movie that there's like lots of swearing in. Sausage Party. I can't wait to see that. Are you kidding me? There's a new Ice Age coming out? What am I doing with my life that I don't know of any of these movies? I saw the new Alice. Yo, why have I gone so yellow? Did you guys see that? I saw the new Alice in Wonderland movie and I really loved it. I loved it. I like high action movies and films like that. So anything that's kind of like an action movie has me. I'm like, yeah! Walking Undead said, if you could see any character from another show beyond The Walking Dead, who would you choose? Okay, well this question is going to take serious thinking. One character. Just one. Well, I don't think that we need like another badass on the show. Like Simon Dean would be pretty cool to see from Supernatural, because no, Castiel. Oh my god. If anybody has seen Supernatural, then you'll know Castiel, well, a few seasons ago anyway, because I'm not up to date, but Castiel used to have this power where he could smite people. So he'd put his hand on your face and like your eyeballs would just like blow up and the person or the demon or the angel or whatever would just die. So imagine Castiel in The Walking Dead. He'd be able to walk up to zombies and just stick his hand to their face and just smite them. Now I wonder who would win first, because if he sticks his hand to a zombie's face, the zombie could bite his hand. So I wonder which would win, smite or bite. That's a really good question, and I don't think my answer was good enough. But yeah, for now, Castiel probably. But thank you for the question. Ooh, and also, if you guys like reaction channels and stuff like that, Walking Undead is an awesome walking channel. Yeah, you're a great walking channel apparently. A great reaction channel. He does reactions to The Walking Dead, to Fear the Walking Dead, to Game of Thrones, to Pretty Little Liars, to Orange is the New Black. So if you like reaction channels, go check out Walking Undead. And plus he's a really nice guy as well. Phoenix Layton said, what's your favourite TV series and video game besides The Walking Dead and Outcast? Well, at the moment, I have to be honest and say that my favourite TV series would probably be maybe Prison Break, because I restarted that recently and I really do love that. Sons of Anarchy is good, but I don't know. I kind of left it and I haven't gotten back into it yet. So probably Prison Break, or I watched the new season of Orange is the New Black and I loved it. Really loved it. My favourite video game series would probably be Uncharted. It's the best storyline, graphics. I love it. 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 Guillemero said, can you speak any other languages, and if not, would you ever wish to learn any? Fictional or real speaking? Well, I'd love to learn Elvish and Dwarvish. I really, really, really would love to learn them. I can speak 3 languages. English, which is only sometimes fluent because, let's face it, I'm not great at talking. I can speak Irish and I can speak French. Now French, I can't remember all that well. I learnt it in secondary school and I used to be able to speak it pretty fluently, but it's gone. Irish, I'll try and think of something good to say in Irish. Diagwit, can I say tatu? That just means hello, how are you? Tá genzi gurm sa spare. That means there's a blue jumper in the sky. I love spitting out random shit like that in Irish, because like whenever I meet people, like bands or people like that, they're like, can you speak Irish? And I'm just like, Isbralum Milshawn. That means I love sweets. But the amount of people that don't know what it means and they're like, oh my god, what does that mean? And you can literally tell them that it means anything and they won't know. I love that. Of all the nights you slept in your life, which has been your favourite dream and your worst nightmare? That's a really good question. It's a really personal question. My favourite dream would have to be, I had a dream one time that Jared Leto was in my kitchen. I was sitting or no, I came into the kitchen and he was sitting at my kitchen table, and he had, at one point, Jared had like a pink mohawk, and in my dream, he had that mohawk. He was sitting back in one of the chairs in my kitchen, and he had his 2 feet up on the table, and he was wearing wine Doc Martens, and he was just sitting there with his arms folded looking at me. And when I came in, he was like, "Where's my dinner?" And I kept saying to him, I can't cook. And he was like, "It's not good enough." And he got up and left the kitchen and went out to my front garden, say, and a giant purple limo pulled up to pick him up. And in my garden I have like railings, so you can like open a gate to get in and out. So Jared left and got into the limo, and then suddenly I was just in the garden stuck behind the railings and I couldn't get to him. And I had a dinner in my hands and I was like, "Jared, I made your dinner, come back." And he was like, "I don't care anymore." And I remember like in my dream I was crying so bad. I was like, "Please come back," and I couldn't get to him because of the gate. That's probably one of my favourites just because of how fucking weird it was. And my worst nightmare was I had a dream that I was in my school, in my secondary school. And again, the lighting, like, what are you doing? I was in school and I had my brother with me, and there was somebody trying to kill me and my brother. And this guy just kept following us everywhere. And I remember running through the corridors with my brother, and I shoved him into a locker. And as soon as I closed the locker door, I turned around and your man was standing right next to me. So I had to pull Sam out of the locker and leave the school. And I remember we were running across this, I don't know where the field came from, but suddenly there was a field. We were running across the field and I could see your man just following us like super quick. And it was the most frightened I think I've ever been in a dream, because I could feel myself trying to plan, trying to like think of a way to get out of this, to get away from him, and I couldn't. So that was a horrible dream. What is your favourite food and can you cook anything? I don't know, when it comes to food, I like anything that my mum cooks. Anything that she makes is gorgeous. I cannot cook for shit. I can't cook. I can barely work the microwave, to be honest. So, no, I don't cook. And thank you for including your answers. I love reading your answers. Hank said, my question is, are you type A or type B kind of person? You seem to be more type A, which means you do just fine. A young, strong-willed, intelligent, beautiful woman is always nice to have around in an apocalypse. Well, thank you very much, Hank. I honestly don't know if I'd be a type A or type B person. Well, I guess I'm type A. Ray said, can you make a Walking Dead collection showing off your Walking Dead stuff? I will do that in the future because a few people have been asking, so I might. Helen Taylor said, when watching The Walking Dead, do you find you become very absorbed into the programme? I have a very overactive empathy when it comes to programmes, and I find it hard to detach myself. I genuinely find that too. I watched the season finale of Orange is the New Black, and I'm not going to give you a spoiler in case you haven't seen it, but I actually cried. Like, when it ended, I had to take off my headphones. Not the finale, actually, sorry, the second last episode. I was crying so bad, and then my mum just came in from work as I finished the episode, and she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I felt so bad. And with The Walking Dead, I'm the same. Like, if it's been a high-paced episode or something, I will feel geared up after watching it. And with the finale for season 6, I was the exact same. I remember I watched the finale here on my own. I was on my own in the house. And I remember watching it, and when I finished it, there's a church near me, near where I live. And I remember taking off the headphones and the church bells were going 90 because there was like mass on. And I remember just sitting there being like, feeling like I've been fucking bombarded with information. I felt so overwhelmed. There's nothing I really do to unwind after a stressful episode. I talk to people about it. I'll get online and I'll be like, hey, what did you think? T. Grace said, what is your life goal for the next 5, 10 and 15 years? And what do you think about the UK leaving the EU? Well, I never planned that far ahead. I like to live in the moment. I love it when I'm surprised by something, you know? As I always say that as long as I'm happy in life, as long as I'm happy in myself, I don't mind where I am or what I'm doing. As long as I'm with the people that I love and I'm happy, that's all I want from life. Regarding the UK leaving the EU, I don't know. That's such a sticky topic, and I'm gonna learn more about it and research the hell out of that. Dark Necro Silence says, Q&A, did you see a new horror game called Visage? Visage? I haven't, but you'd be interested. It's a horror game and I haven't heard of it. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. Jade's Fan University said, what is your opinion on the character Lydia from The Walking Dead, and do you think they should put her in the show? I really, really do think that they should find a way to introduce her into the show, because I fucking hate it when they just like leave out characters or substitute characters for ones from the comics. And yes, Jade, I do think you should audition. Go and audition to be Lydia. Loquacious Ass asks, what things irk you about TV shows and that you wish they would go away? Like, I hate when a show starts off with a scene close to the end and then jumps back to 2 days later. Yeah, I hate it when they jump forward and back in time as well, because it's very disorientating. I hate, like, filler scenes. I wish TV shows and movies could just all be speaking and action and come on. Like, you know, scenes like, if there's like a car driving and it shows you the car coming over the hill and coming down the fucking road. I'm like, did we really need to see that? Could you not have skipped that scene? So I hate it when shows and movies are slow moving. If there's anything slow moving, you've lost my interest, because I'm a very easily distracted person. So if I'm watching a film and it's slow moving, you've lost me. I'll start fucking texting or doing something. It needs to be high paced. Fran said, would you like to get married and have kids someday, and have you ever been drunk? Two very strange questions to put together. I would like to get married. I very much believe, though, that I don't think that you need a piece of paper to prove to people that you love someone. So if you love someone, you love them, they love you. I never really got the whole, you need a piece of paper to show to your friends and to invite everyone into a room to show them, look, I love this guy. But all that being said, I would like to get married. I would like to have the chance to wear, you know, the big dress and all that. And I do want kids. I definitely do want kids. And have you ever been drunk? I actually haven't. I haven't been properly drunk. I think I've been tipsy. I don't drink at all. I could count the amount of times I drank. I drank once on a work night out with people from work. It was over Christmas. I drank last New Year's Eve. I drank on somebody's birthday. I think it was like my dad's birthday or something. But I don't drink. I hate the feeling of not being in control of yourself. So I hate the sensation of being drunk or being tipsy. So I don't drink. And thank you, Fran, for not he said, I know you're Irish, but I don't want to fall into a stereotype. Thank you, Fran. And I know everyone always says it to me, they're like, you're Irish and you don't drink. I'm like, yeah. Kai Cabello said, I'd love to see a life in the daily vlog, and do you have college or job? I might actually do just a regular daily vlog for you guys. Not like anything special, like, you know, going to a castle or something, but maybe just a regular vlog if you guys want to see it. And I don't go to college, but I have a job. I was supposed to go to college. I was accepted into 2 different colleges. I was accepted into 3 different colleges. I took a gap year, which you can do over here for travelling and stuff, where instead of going straight into college after finishing school, you can just take a year of doing nothing and then go back to college. So I was accepted for media and for law that year. And then the year after that, when I was applying for college, after my gap year, I was accepted again for, I think it was film and TV studies. But the same week I was supposed to start college, I ended up getting a job. And I just feel like it has matured me so much. It has helped me come out of my shell. It has really just proven to me that I can deal, you know, with people, and I can deal with life as a grown-up. I never thought I could, but getting that job really matured me, and I think it's what I needed at that point and at this point in my life. Garrett Smith said, have you seen all of Sons of Anarchy? I haven't. Top 5 favourite films. I think I've mentioned most of them. Boondock Saints is number 1, and probably number 2 because it's the second one. Harry Potter. I loved The Great Gatsby. That is one of my favourite movies ever. Baz Luhrmann is a genius. The music, the costumes, the scenery, the visuals, the storyline. Oh, that film. I actually watched it over the weekend with my mother. Cried like a baby at the end again. There is a softer side to me. I'm not just all fucking action movies and horror. I do love romantic movies, and my favourite romantic movie is a film called Remember Me. Those are just kind of films I like. I don't really have a top 5 because I like so many. Trendsetter asked, have you ever seen or played The Last of Us? Yes, I have. It is, apart from the Telltale games and Uncharted, it is my favourite game of all time. I've completed that game now about 5 or 6 times over. I love it. Jordan asked, if you got casted to be on The Walking Dead, but the only role left was to be Tara's new long-term girlfriend in season 8 or 9, would you still do or take the role? I think you and Tara would make a badass couple. Thank you! I would take the role because I love The Walking Dead, but I don't think I'd last. Considering the fact every girlfriend that Tara has had has died. She was dating the governor's girlfriend's sister, wasn't she? Did she die? Yeah, she died, didn't she? And then she was dating... Denise! Oh my god, Denise! She was dating Denise, and then Denise got the arrow to the eye. I would be frightened to date Tara, because I'd be like, okay, an arrow's going to either come at my face, or I'm going to be bitten, or I'm going to be killed. So if I was dating Tara, I'd be in a constant state of anxiety. Flaming Wolf said, who's your top 10 favourite Walking Dead characters, or if necessary, top 5? I think you guys all know who my number 1 is, Mr. Darrell Dixon. Like I said, there's something about a character that is very rough on the exterior, very standoffish and well guarded and protected, but on the inside you know that they're the complete opposite. Second would probably be Michonne, because I adore her. I think she's so strong and level-headed and independent, and she can take care of herself. She can walk to a herd of walkers by herself undetected and not be frightened. So I really respect her as a character. My third favourite Walking Dead character would probably be Carol, because I've always loved her. I've loved watching her story arc from season 1 to who she is now, watching her struggle with herself and with her beliefs, and watch her develop into the woman that she's become. I love her so much. 4 would be... Is that really weird? 4 would be probably Merle. I know Merle was on for a very short period of time, but he was so reckless and such an asshole that his death was quite unexpected. I mean, the way he died, the way he went out when he let Michonne go, I wasn't expecting that. So it was a really nice surprise that he did still have some humanity in him, that he did have empathy for other people. So I really liked Merle's character, and I loved the relationship he had with Daryl. I know it was a toxic relationship and it was a really bad relationship, but it was very interesting to watch and to see how they affected each other. And then my fifth one would be probably Rick, because I really respect him. He's had so much responsibility put on him, so much pressure put on him, trying to keep his family safe as well as the group, as well as trying to keep himself sane. He went through that whole period of time where he was seeing Laurie walking around the prison and she was long dead. I thought, oh Rick, darling, you've lost it. So I really enjoyed watching Rick grow and progress as well. Batty for Bats said, what is the best thing about YouTube? It's hands down the people that I've met, the community that has built here on the channel. I mean, all of you guys, all of your names, I know your names, I know your pictures, you know? I don't want to name them because I know I'll probably leave some people out, obviously, because there's 3,000 subscribers, but I feel like I know you guys now on a personal level, and when I see a message from so-and-so, I'm like, woo, what did they think? So I know ye, and I feel like I have friends all over the world, and I feel like my opinions matter. So that is the best part, Mr. Batty for Bats. I want to give Mr. Batty for Bats a shout out real quick because he is my brother. Batty for Bats has started a YouTube channel, and he actually had a YouTube channel last year, I think. Was it last year, Sam? Yeah, last year. But he decided to take them down and kind of re-upload and revamp his channel and make it better. So I would very much appreciate it if you guys would go check out his channel. It's mostly a gaming channel of like walkthroughs and stuff and a lot of Minecraft. But he's doing his thing and he really enjoys it. So lads, if you could fucking hit subscribe on his channel, I'd really appreciate that. You know how I love my family. My channel is all about what I love, The Walking Dead and stuff like that, and his channel is all about what he loves. So, yeah. It's so weird seeing a comment from him on my page. I'm like, that's my brother. It's so weird. Tamsin Peck said, hi Katie, can you show us your best dance move? Tasman, I don't think you guys are ready for the moves that I got, to be honest with you. I can do one hell of a Macarena. No, I can't actually dance at all. I have really good rhythm, but I've never danced with anyone or anything like that, so I don't think I can dance. And Blair, your little comment about being stuck in Dublin Airport, I do hope you get to come back and see more of the place, because it's a beautiful country and I really think you'd love it. And I will be doing more vlogs of like Ireland and the countryside and stuff. The amount of you guys that want to see that. Like, you guys really want to see Ireland. I'm not fucking complaining, I'll bring ye, I'll show ye. Defective Lex, do you have any other plans on any other gaming walkthroughs? I have actually finished episode 1 of the Michonne game and I have it filmed and edited, so I'm just kind of spacing them out, waiting to put them up and stuff. But after the Michonne game, I have a few ideas. I do. And JC, I have to say I'm loving your views on Fox. Very strong feelings there, and I kind of agree. Cellphone Kid 2 said, now that it's over, what are your thoughts on season 6 of Game of Thrones? I have so many thoughts about that season and about that finale, so I'm just going to make a separate video sometime soon where I talk about the season as a whole and my opinions. Twin Beto said, do you smoke or drink beer? I do smoke, and I know it's a filthy habit before you all say it, but I do smoke. I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol full stop, just because it's a choice that I've made. Drinking isn't for me. And even if I was to drink, being a celiac, I can't drink beer. So I'd have to drink like gluten-free beer or vodka or something like that. Joey Studio says, what do you use to record when you're watching for your reaction videos? If you're watching a computer, do you use capture card? yeah, if I'm watching on my computer, sometimes it's just the episode on my computer, or it will be a capture card. Gary said, what is your earliest memory of what your favourite TV and movie was when you were growing up? Oh, so you're asking what was my earliest memory of my favourite TV show and movie? I thought you were asking me what is my earliest memory, full stop. I'll tell you guys that story as well, because that's funny. One of the earliest memories that I have is I think I was about 5 or 6, and I was on a holiday in New York with my family. We were in Times Square, and I want to say that we were somewhere near Toys R Us. We were somewhere in that area. There was a bunch of pigeons, and the pigeons were gathered, and they were pecking at the floor, so they were eaten. And I'd never seen like that amount of pigeons up close. So I was there to my mum, and I was like, Mum, the pigeons. I was a fucking strange kid, but I kept creeping up on them, trying to like get close to them. We had a gigantic camcorder back then, and he filmed it, and I'll try and see if I can somehow get the clip into this clip, and if I can't, then I'm sorry, but I really hope I can, because it's such a funny clip. Basically, I walk up to the pigeons. There's like, I'm not even joking, there's like 30 fucking pigeons. I walk up to them, and I'm looking at them, and whatever fucking happens, one pigeon kind of trots towards me, and I'm like, no, 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 too close. So I turn around and I start walking away from the pigeons back towards my dad and my mum. All of the fucking pigeons turned around and followed me, and then I started running, and they all started taking flight behind me. The footage it's the funniest clip that I've ever seen of myself. I was crying, and with just pigeons following me, and there was a bunch of like New Yorkers looking at me like. But anyway, my earliest memory of my favourite TV show would be Pokemon. Pokemon was my favourite TV show as a kid. I used to watch it all the time, and I have so many memories of getting like Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Ruby on Game Boy Game, like Game Boy Advance. I remember every Christmas all I ever wanted was Pokemon. Like the new Pokemon game, or like new Pokemon clothes, or like a Pokédex or something like that. When I was about 12, the only film I watched for about a year solid was Daredevil. It was the only movie I watched, and like, it's one of the few films that I can properly say, oh my god, I was obsessed with that one movie. Not the actors, nothing got to do with it, just the film. And I don't know why. I really don't know why I was so obsessed with it, but every night before bed, I used to put on the film and watch it. Every single night. I used to love the Barney movies. My mum brought me to see Barney and the Egg in the cinema when I was a kid. I think I was like 3. And there's a scene where I think they're running through a jungle or something. I started crying in the cinema. It frightened the shit out of me. My mum had to leave the cinema because I was afraid of Barney. So that's a very early memory as well. But I later went on to love Barney, so it's okay. I've settled my beef with Barney. Okay lads, so while I was editing part 1 of this, or I was editing part 2 of this, a few more questions came in that I didn't answer, so I'm going to answer them now. So Angel White asked, have you ever played any sort of instrument? And I have. I can play electric and acoustic guitar, I can play bass, and I can play the ukulele. I can also play the recorder, but I think everyone has learned the recorder at some stage of their life. Jason Ship asked, why won't you sing? I mean, will you sing like Beth? Any song she sang will be beautiful, and I can't wait to see other ink. Keep being you, girl. Well, I do sing. I sing a lot, just not on camera. I love singing. It's one of my favourite things to do, but I generally don't sing in front of people. And Alicia T said, I would love to see more vlogs. I want to go to Ireland one day. I'm from New Zealand, and I've heard that the two countries have the same landscape qualities. We do, that's very true. I've actually heard that the Burren in Ireland was a big part of the inspiration behind Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, like scenery-wise. As far as I know, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings were filmed in New Zealand, so the kind of green landscapes and the green mountains and stuff like that, they are very similar. She then said, my question is, what lipstick or makeup do you use? I always love the way you have your makeup, and your lips are always gorgeously done. Thank you very much, Alicia. That's such a sweet thing to say. So a few people have asked me about makeup, so I'll just give you a quick kind of rundown of what I use. So I don't contour, I don't do anything like that. For foundation, I just use MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and I'm in the shade NW10 because I'm pale as fuck. On my eyes, I generally just use kind of pinky purple tones and stuff like that. I find that the MAC palettes are really great as well, because I think it's like 16 for the palette, and then you can pick your own colours to create your own palette. So that's great for people like me, because I'm really indecisive when it comes to colours. Because you know, when you buy a palette, like, there's always like some colours in the palette that you're not going to use. So the great thing about the MAC ones is you get to pick. So, and they're only a tenner per eyeshadow, which is reasonable enough. Recently as well then, I got the Alice in Wonderland palette for my birthday by Urban Decay. It's the first Urban Decay product that I've ever bought, and I actually really liked it. The eyeshadows were really pigmented, they lasted really long, and the colours as well were really good. There's a few now that I'd never use. Like I don't use blue on my eyes, so that colour's kind of useless to me. But overall, I really love it. I also love like little pigment pots by MAC. So this is Kitschmas. They're so vibrant and vivid, and this one is more glittery than pigmented, so there isn't much colour, but there's glitter. I love glitter. Lipstick wise then, I use, where did I put it? I had it a minute ago. I've lost it. There we go. Lipstick wise then, I use mostly Rimmel. I don't know if you guys have Rimmel in the US or in New Zealand or anywhere like that, but Rimmel is basically a brand, and I think it's known as like drugstore makeup. So a lipstick by Rimmel is about €6, and it's a full-size lipstick. Well, mine is not full-sized anymore because I use it every day. My favourite lipstick of all time is Pink Blush by Rimmel. I don't know if you guys can see that. I always see like people that do their makeup on camera, what are they called? Beauty bloggers. I always see them like cover the back of the thing. Does that work for you guys? And Rimmel as well, they're a fantastic brand because their products are really good, they are long lasting, and they're well worth the money. Because I know at MAC lipsticks are like €20 or something crazy like that. I've never bought a MAC lipstick because I wouldn't spend that amount of money on lipsticks. I think that's mad. I'm like, no, thanks. And Rimmel also have these really cool lip colour. I don't know what these are called, but they look like that. And basically there's two parts of it. You put the colour on and then you put this clear like gloss over it, and it keeps the colour on your lips. And they were $5.99, and you'd get like months out use out of one of them, so they're well worth it as well. I went a bit mad around my birthday and I bought expensive makeup that I wouldn't usually buy. Like that's when I bought the Urban Decay palette, but I also bought the YSL mascara because I'd heard a lot about it and I heard that it was fantastic. And that's kind of what the brush looks like. Hang on, we'll do the hand thing again. So it did look really good, but I wasn't overall too mad about it. And I'd heard great things about it, so I was kind of bummed. I mean, it is a good mascara, but for the price that it is, I don't think it's worth it. And then I recently discovered this by L'Oreal. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have L'Oreal in the US. And if you don't, I'm sorry. Is this one. This is the mascara that I'm wearing at the moment. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's really dark, it's really thick. It doesn't flake throughout the day as well, which is fantastic because there's nothing worse than a flaky mascara. The brush to this looks fucking mental. Look at it. Looks like a baby little insect. And that mascara was $12.99. Like, I like makeup, I love it a lot, but when I see the prices it just makes me die inside. Like for my birthday I bought all these palettes because, you know, on your birthday you get extra money and stuff. And I kind of bought the stuff that I had wanted for ages. Like the Balm Cosmetic palette. And it's the cute one. It's the one with all the kind of nice neutral tones. You got browns, you got pinks. This is probably my favourite one at the moment though. It's also by Balm. It's the Rockstar palette. So that's what the front of it looks like. And then all the eyeshadow names have like, they're like a play on band names. So there's Metallica. There's Blink 1982. There's Iron Maiden. There's like Led Zeppelin, but like L-E-A-D. There's Alice Cooper. So the colours in that are really gorgeous. This is actually my favourite at the moment. It's really great, like on the inside of your eye. Those are just a few kind of things that I like. But when it comes to makeup, like, you don't need to use big flashy brands. As long as you have, I'm wrecking the place. As long as you have a good primer and stuff, pretty much any type of makeup will stay on. And like when it comes to brushes and stuff, all of my brushes are brushes that I got free with palettes. So I don't spend money on big expensive brushes because fuck that. I do have an Urban Decay brush because it came free with the Alice in Wonderland palette. But like, I wouldn't actively go out and spend 20 or 30 euro on a brush. So you don't need expensive brushes to get stuff to work. I've rambled on too long about that. So the next and last question is from the Trophy Munchers. He asked top 3 YouTubers. So Jacksepticeye's by far number 1. I think I've said already, I have kind of gotten into PewDiePie a little bit again because he's funny. But there's a lot of reaction channels that I'm loving at the moment, and I will link them all down below. I think I've mentioned one of them already. The person that left the question that I'm answering at the moment is also a really fantastic reaction channel. Joe is really sarcastic and goofy, and that accent though. So if you guys like reaction channels, check out the Trophy Munchers, and I'll leave other links in the description for you guys. I said description really weird. But anyway, my top 3 YouTubers, Jacksepticeye, and also I really have gotten into exploring channels. I'd never seen any exploring channels up to like a month ago, but I came across this channel called Exploring with Josh, and it's basically this young dude and his friends going around pretty much all over the world. Like, they explore abandoned places. Like, they have explored abandoned Six Flags parks, amusement parks. They have explored like abandoned schools, abandoned hospitals. A lot of their videos can be pretty spooky and intense, and it's just a bunch of guys doing what they love. Like, they're exploring these places because they're so passionate about it, and they never vandalise or ruin any of the places that they find, which I think is really cool as well. They never take anything from the buildings that they're exploring. So I'm actually really enjoying exploring with Josh at the moment. Top 3 movies. Boondock Saints #1 for sure. I'll try to pick out different movies that I haven't answered. I loved a movie called Hello Herman, and Norman Reedus is in that, and it's a really interesting movie. It's a very kind of psychological film. I probably watch TV series more than I watch films, so top 3 TV series is going to be a more difficult question to answer because I watch so many. #1 is hands down The Walking Dead. Oh god, I can't even remember what TV shows I like. #2 would probably be the BBC's Sherlock, simply because each episode is like the same length as a feature-length movie, and I love that, and I'm quite an easily distracted person, so I think that's why I don't really like movies, because they can't hold my attention. I get about 20 minutes into a film and I just get distracted and I lose interest, and I pause it and start doing something else, or start texting somebody or doing something else. So it does take a lot to hold my attention. But Sherlock, even though each episode is like an hour and a half long, I was like glued to the screen for each hour and a half episode that I watched. And plus I think Benedict Cumberbatch is the best Sherlock ever. I really enjoyed Chuck. Chuck was a really, really funny program, really quirky and different. I really liked that. But if we're going for my top 3, it would probably be The Walking Dead, Sherlock, and probably Lie to Me. Lie to Me would actually probably be #2 above Sherlock. Lie to Me is basically a TV show all about behaviour analysis and about body language and how your body can contradict your words. It's about analysing people, their speech, their behaviour, their actions, how to catch people out in a lie. And it is probably the most fascinating TV show that I have ever seen. I watched it back when it was new. So I watched it back in, I think it came out in 2009, and that was when I started watching it. And that show actually got me really interested in behaviour analysis and psychology and psychoanalyzing and all of that. Now that show definitely isn't for everybody, but if you're interested in psychology, if you're interested in behaviour analysis, then I would suggest googling a trailer for it, or looking a trailer up on YouTube for it. Now it was cancelled, and they cancelled it on a fucking cliffhanger. There was 3 seasons. They ended season 3 on a cliffhanger, and that cliffhanger had me so psyched and stoked for season 4, because it kind of ended with a scene that I'd wanted to happen since season 1, and it ended, and then it just got cancelled. Just like that, they just fucking cancelled it. As if nobody was watching, as if nobody was waiting to find out what happened. He also added, "Love you, Katie, but you know that's so." I think you misspelled Chris Christ there. It must have autocorrected it to Katie. So that is it, you guys. That is the last few questions, I think. Is it? Yeah, I hope it is. Because I hate leaving people out. I hate it when I put up a question and answer video and somebody says, "You didn't answer my question," or you didn't read mine. It makes me feel so shitty. So I really do hope I got to everyone's comment. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all soon.